What is going on, guys and girls? How doing today? It's Single Roleplay here once again, and today I want to share my thoughts, guys, on the game called Outriders, which will be released in just a couple of days. The game was published by the Square Enix, and it has been developed by People Can Fly, who also co-developed Bulletstorm, Gears of War, and Fortnite with the Epic Games. So, what the game is about is basically it's pretty similar to games like Mass Effect, Destiny, Gears of War, of course, and Warframe, for example. It's basically is a looter shooter game, just like all these games. And after playing the demo, before that I was actually quite skeptical because it didn't look like it's anything cool. It did look cool, but what about the game itself? Is it really fun to play? After playing demo and finishing the demo, guys, on Steam, I can absolutely recommend it. It's a ton of fun, honestly. And the most coolest thing that I really enjoyed is the storyline. All the characters and the animations and the cutscenes and the plot and everything around is so well made. It's just pretty much insane. I really like the game so far, despite the fact that it's like nothing new, but it has big cool features out there. So, for example, you have several classes to select from, and they have the distinct kind of abilities. One guy is kind of a tanky guy, the other is like have a lot of fire abilities. One of the guys is like a technomancer, use different tools, like the turrets and shit. So each of these classes have their distinct abilities, which is really nice. There's also kind of levels in the game. You gain experience by killing shit. You gain skill points, which can enhance your let's say you get like more fire damage, or you get more penetration. There's like PoE kind of a tree in the game, which is really insane for the looter shooter. I've never seen anything like that, so it's a lot of fun. The looting system is also pretty cool. You can loot some shit right in the battlefield. You can loot some shit in the crates, and you can also get some shit as rewards after you complete the quest or the side quest. There's also the main quest and the side quest as well. The demo it's not very long. It's just maybe an hour, couple of hours out there, but it really gives you the opportunity to check up the game. And honestly, guys, I was a little surprised in how cool this shit is. I was really skeptical. I don't know, like Warframe, for example. I haven't played Destiny much. I was a big fan of Mass Effect. I really like Mass Effect. These were all amazing games. Really loved them. But could this game bring something new, guys? And honestly, even though it doesn't really kind of make any dramatic changes over the existing games that I mentioned, it still is very fucking fun to play. Speaking about the gameplay itself, it's definitely is towards like co-op gameplay. You can play solo, but solo is much harder because you'll be completely overwhelmed by the mobs. It's much harder to defend, and you can actually die and have to restart the mission. There's kind of a revive. If you're playing in co-op, there's a revive, one revive out there, but if you play solo, if you die, you just fucking die, and that's about it, pretty much. So you have to restart the mission. Overall, very fun experience so far. Is it worth buying the game? I think it is, because the demo was like a couple of missions, and honestly, judging by the tree of skills, the skill tree that I saw in the game, I only got one skill point that I got, guys, and holy shit, there's like, I don't know, it's like fucking 100 of them over there. It's like, looks like literally like a PoE, guys. So I don't know, it definitely is a long game. I think there's a ton of replay value and a ton of fun to level up. You can also build like create different builds in the game. Like you can play a pyromancer, which I play kind of the pyro guy, which is mostly dealing fire damage. You can build it as if you deal, for example, more fire damage directly, or you can build it you enemies, let's say, more increased damage if you fire them up, or you can enhance the penetration, like the armor resistance and penetration and all these things. It can be built differently, so it's not like it's a dumbed down shooter with one direction. There's a lot of different possibilities how you can play, and there's multiple classes. Like I mentioned, there's like 4 or 5 classes. I think there's 4 right now. There's also plenty of resources that you can harvest. You can buy stuff, you can sell stuff, you can basically do whatever you want. So it's quite fun. And from what I saw, guys, it's definitely worth buying, in my opinion. In co-op play with friends, it will be one of the best games to play with. You know, it kind of reminds me of another game called Remnant from the Ashes, which solo kind of sucked and was boring. But if you play with friends, it was absolutely the best experience ever. Remnant from the Ashes was a ton of fun with friends, guys, and I can also another highly recommended game, which reminds me of this game as well. So definitely check it out, guys. The game will be out in a couple of days. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.